They are part of the pop punk DNA. Goldfinger returning to Australia for Good Things Festival and a sideshow in Melbourne. And the lads join us right now. Goldfinger, this is a first, a foursome right here on Wall of Sound.
Here we are.
Hello.
I love it.
Who brought the lube and the towels? We'll be all sweet to get through this together, all right?
Let's go.
Now, it's exceptional to see you guys on this lineup. When you think of Good Things Festival and the array of bands that are on there, like Goldfinger should have been on this, the first year it sort of surfaced in 2018. What was the hold up and what was it about this year that made you go, yeah, we really want to jump on this lineup?
You never asked. They
It's
never.
not it's not
So
my
here we
call.
are.
I put you guys in my prediction list so many years. I was like, this is the year, and it never happened.
Thank God we're on it this year.
What are you
Better
guys
late than
in?
never. We're happy to be there.
Perfect, because you guys are the perfect party band. Like you take a look at the lineup, you got Newfound Glory, who are, let's call them the new age pop punk. You guys are the godfathers. You were there at the start alongside Blink, alongside Bad Religion, everyone like that. So your DNA is all throughout this genre. What have you guys noticed over the past couple of years in particular about the current state of pop punk and where it is right now?
I mean, it still feels fresh. I mean, to me, it's about great songs. It's about fun, energy, and it's about having a good time. There's a lot of indie pop happening right now. My daughter's 17, and she's all about Gracie Abrams, who's great, but we are not that.
No, you're exceptional. You're exceptional, guys. I mean, you're into the industry now for what, 32 years? Your debut album is turning 30 next year. So, upon reflection and taking a step back with the legacy of Goldfinger and how far you guys have come and where you're heading, do you guys feel like you've plateaued on your trajectory, or are you still trying to find different things to, spark that creative juice in the studio?
I mean, dude, I feel like we're bigger than we've ever been. The shows we're playing are bigger than they've ever been, and people are more excited. I mean, the shows go crazy. It's wild. They just want to like jump around and run in a circle and stage dive. It's just like, I mean, it's funny. I get older, but the audience kind of stays the same age. It's wild. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I don't
think
know about
you.
your guys' experience.
I was gonna say, I think you kind of made a reference to like Newfound and some other bands in different genres, and I think just like John said, it all comes down to songwriting. Like his kids, my kids, they're discovering bands that are 20, 30 years old because the songs are great songs. It doesn't matter when they were written, when they hit huge, or when they were in the video games or on the radio.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
songs are good songs that kind of live forever. And if a band is willing to be high energy and still high energy 20, 30 years later, like especially with what Feldman does on stage, who doesn't want to see that? So the bands could continue to grow.
Are you guys kind of in that mind frame of like, Feldy goes nuts on stage, so you feel you have to compete with him and like try and keep up the energy levels? Or are there times afterwards where you're like, Feldy, I'm fucking old, I can't do this shit anymore, calm down.
That's a great question, dude. I don't know about you, Charlie, but like when I'm feeling a little bit tired or something, or I'm not spinning enough or jumping enough, and John is going crazy, it does put pressure on me to to up the game a little bit. And I'm like, man, I need to get in better shape before the next tour because not that I'm ever gonna compete with Feldman because he's just Mr. Energy, Mr. High Energy. It does set the bar. I don't know about you, Charlie, but it does for me.
Um, Here's the thing. We're not young men anymore, but when we hit that stage, there's no excuses. I still, and I speak for the whole band, we still put on a show like we're 25. It's the recovery that takes longer.
So
I mean,
after a big tour like this, have you guys booked in your chiropractors and everything like that to get back on track again?
no, but recently we toured the UK and every show was crazy and we went off every night and we had a good time, but I did need a wheelchair through Heathrow Airport when we were leaving.
Really?
That's a
Is it
true
getting that
true
bad,
story.
Charlie?
Yeah, my back, John's knees, I mean we've given a lot to this band.
And you're still pushing out like you were 25, 30 years ago as well, which is exceptional to see. And we see it in these shows. I mean, talking about music festival memories, Goldfinger played Soundwave back in 2009. Moon as well, your legacy with Story of the Year, and when you were coming down here doing backflips off the cabs and everything like that. Like, it's always been exceptional, and you always get your money's worth when you go to these shows. So, reflecting on your trips to Australia, or in particular that Soundwave, what can you recall about that time?
I
Oh,
mean,
me.
look,
Go ahead.
when are you starting to do backflips again, Moon? Number one. Number two, Soundwave was excellent. AJ always took care of us. I mean, he is the legend of Australia. And I've always had to, I mean, Australia is like, I mean, for me, I grew up in San Diego and it just reminds me of home. It's like everyone's in Hurley and Billabong shirts, everyone surfs. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, culturally, it feels like our style of music and what Australia aligns itself with, it just goes hand in hand. Last time we had one of the Dune Rats came out and played. Bert from the U's lives in Australia now. He came out and played. I think the Veronicas are coming to the Brisbane show. It's just like there's too much synchronicity with our band in Australia. It just feels like home to me.
It's funny you mentioned that because, talking about your legacy with what you do with Goldfinger and John, what you do with the producing side of things. I mean, you've touched on so many great songs, so many great musicians over the years. Blink, Veronicas, Avril Lavigne, 5 Seconds of Summer, even as far as Makeout, who were like an exceptional pop punk band on the rise, who you founded them. You put them all together. Scott Eccles, one of the greatest drummers of all time in Australia. And like, by you working with these bands and producing them, was there ever a time when you produced a song where you thought, shit, I wish I wrote that one?
Um, Yeah, I mean, there's tons of times where I feel like I write a song, I'm like, man, this would be the greatest Goldfinger song, but I'm with the artist and we're kind of collaborating and it just doesn't make sense. But it made sense for Freaking Out a Bit, who initially was written with Hoppus and Travis for Blink, but it's like,
Oh, really?
Skiba was in the band and they've got their old guitar player back, so it didn't make the cut, but man, I love that song. I fucking love that song. So that one made it.
I'm glad that you said that too. Freaking Out a Bit is a fucking earworm. When it first came out, I listened to it and I'm like, this is so addictive. I can't stop listening to it. And one of the great things about it is, being a pop punk fan, I grew up on Blink back in the day, and I've always wanted pop punk bands to release songs that are based around, getting old and, doing taxes and being a dad and all the struggles that come along with doing that. This was like the first song where I realized, okay, I'm going to therapy. I'm going to lie to my shrink about how I'm fucking dealing with shit. Is it hard as a pop punk band to write songs in a modern era when you're older and, you're not partying as much as you used to back in the day? Or, is it just easy to throw back on the nostalgia card and go, yeah, let's throw back to when we were younger?
I mean, we can all speak to this, all three of us, but it's like my experience is I try and write age appropriate music, and what that means for me is music that I grew up on. Like it's the same shit, Generation X and the Buzzcocks and just Social Distortion, the Police, like all my favorite bands. That like whatever I listened to when I was 12 to 16 is still like what my heart beats for, and that's the shit that comes out of me. But I feel like lyrically I can't be writing about high school experiences anymore. It doesn't make any sense.
If
I
you
mean,
listen to our last record, there's two songs on there specifically, Infinite, which is about, I mean, tackling your demons, and also Golden Days, you know what I mean, that are reflective of where we are as people, but still sound like Goldfinger. And anybody could be able to relate to either of those songs, I think.
Yeah, and all of us like focus on making sure that it's all honest. And if you look at Goldfinger, everything that John has ever done has been as honest as possible. Superman is the same thing. I mean, read the lyrics again. They're going to mean something different now, but they're still going to hit home because he's talking about getting older then. Like just,
Yeah, exactly.
tackling everything as it comes. And it's just all about being honest, and that connects.
I guess it just proves how
God,
forward
my
thinking the
my
band was back
my
in the day, right?
yeah, my tax bills are wild. So I'm gonna write a song about tax. Dude, you gave me a concept. I'm writing about that one next.
There you go. I don't want a songwriting credit, but just give me a little wink in the music video and we'll be exceptional, all right?
Yeah,
Um,
fuck the tax man.
I did want to touch on one thing in particular. John, you were a pinnacle part of one of the greatest songs of all time that literally saved my life. Beartooth's song In Between. It went platinum in 2024. It's just such a really good song that really invigorated and brought life back into myself again. What can you remember about the writing process for that with Caleb? And do you have any fond memories about that song in particular?
Yeah, I had the hook. I mean, I knew Caleb from his old band Attack Attack. I'd worked with them, and then when Caleb left to start Bluetooth, when he started Bluetooth, the newest electronic technology band, I had this thing on piano. I just had these chords on the piano, and up on the mountains, the sea down below. I just had this melody and a concept about like the idea when you get somewhere, there's always another mountain behind it. That it never really makes you. I personally have never felt like I have arrived, like I finally made it. There's always a next level to get to. And it's like, when can I actually relax my shoulders and take a breath and just be in the moment and enjoy today? And that's what I kind of wrote that song about, like, these higher heights. I wrote that chorus, and then Caleb came in and just kind of like arranged it and wrote the verses and the breakdown, and it's amazing. Yeah, it's one of my proudest moments, that song.
So you should be. But we're not here to talk about other bands. We're here to talk about you guys in particular. The new song Chasing Amy just came out this morning. It's got a very similar kind of, how do I put this? It sounds kind of similar or a homage to There She Goes, that song about heroin. Like when I listen to the chorus, that's kind of like what I pick up on. What was this song inspired by? Who's Amy? Tell us about this one.
Oh, Amy's just a random name I picked out of a hat. No, it's my wife. It's about my wife, and I wanted to have like a '90s nostalgia feel to it, and with kind of like our traditional kind of like pop punk beat. I wanted it to be a circle pit song about the love of my life. Charlie came in and played this epic lead over the reintro, and it just kind of turned into this really magical, fun piece of music, and it definitely has that '90s flavor for sure.
Charlie, what can you remember about the recording process of that one?
Um, it's the one of the cool things about making every time we go on to make a new record is because Feldy is the primary songwriting voice of this band, so it feels comfortable and it feels familiar, but he's always pushing it. Like the arrangement on that is crazy. It's a traditional Goldfinger song in many senses, but my right hand is like it. It's always challenging and fun.
Do you ever get to a point in the studio where you're like, Feldy, I'm too fucking old. I can't riff like I used to anymore. Can we tone it down a little bit?
No,
I love how Charlie.
no.
I love how Charlie says challenging. It's like it's the hardest thing. It's like a 195 BPM. Like it's fucking crazy. It's like carpal tunnel. Welcome home. It's one of those songs, and it's like, yeah, it is challenging. And I don't know how I'm going to
That's
play
why
all
I
that.
play most of the guitars on the record.
And we'll play it live 10 BPM faster than the record.
Yeah.
And that's where, Moon, you come in and you're the youth of the group, essentially, and you're going to show these oldies how to do it, right?
Yeah, I'm the baby that's just ripping it. Like you do that and sing some harmonies. And when are you gonna backflip?
Just have the ambulance ready for when that happens, all right?
Yeah, no, I've
Moon
never
is our
needed one of
secret
those,
weapon,
thankfully.
no joke.
Yeah, I've been a massive fan of Moon for years, and I'm glad when everything happened in the past and you joined Goldfinger, I was like, there's no perfect member, there's no perfect person that can slide into this band and fit into the DNA of what Goldfinger has been over the years. So I'm glad you took him under your belt, boys, and I cannot wait to see you guys when you hit Australia. For those who are sitting on the fence right now about seeing your set, why should we chuck in souls in our vans and come along and sing along?
Energy, man.
Dude, this is going to be an all-time lineup. It's like Weezer open for Goldfinger, Tool open for my old band. It's like these are all legendary bands at this festival. This is going to be one you do not want to miss.
Moon, got more to add?
Yeah, man. Like I think adding on to what Feldy was talking about with Australia in general, Australia, I don't know how the shoegaze and the the chill bands do over there, but I feel like your guys' energy is one of the few places on earth that matches the energy of a band like ours. So it's just it's a perfect marriage. When I was down there with the Story of the Year guys, when I was in that band, we were such a high energy band, and Australia was always ready for it and matched it. It was just like you guys just had cleaner living and were like double caffeinated because the crowds were just ready for it. Maybe it's you appreciate the travel that it takes to get bands down there sometimes. Whatever it is, it matches the high energy of a band like Goldfinger. So it's perfect.
I'm glad you brought that up too, because a lot of people in Australia question like why we don't get the big music festival lineups from overseas. And yeah, it literally does come down to you guys in particular, if you're coming from California, it's a 13-hour flight to get down here. You don't really want to play a show that night straight away. You need to sort of climatize and get used to it all. But for those of us, down here who don't see that caliber of bands, what are you finding to be the hardest thing about touring internationally, or at least touring to Australia these days as a band?
I mean, Australia literally has the best coffee I've ever had anywhere in the world. I mean, if you go to a truck stop and they've got the flower written on the top of the cup, it's like literally the best coffee I've ever had in Australia. So, I mean, for me, I need to, you know, get massages and cold plunge and keep working out. I need to keep my body active. The more I work out, the more energy I have. It's not the other way around. I don't know. What do you think, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean that's accurate. Your coffee definitely helps with the jet lag, that's for sure. We just love it. I mean, some of my favorite bands come from down there. I'm friends with this Emil and the Sniffers. I'm looking forward to hanging out with your basketball player, Caitlin Cunningham. I don't know if you know who she is. Um, it's awesome. It's 30 plus years into this and we still get to do things like this. That is not lost on us.
All
Yeah,
right,
man.
well,
I think the most difficult part, honestly, like it's not getting there or doing anything there because we're just so jacked and so excited to be there. And like I said, the energy is matched, so that sustains us. The only difficulty is really coming home. Coming home, you get home, you're like, oh my God, I just had the greatest time, and now I'm not in Australia and I'm jet lagged. That's really the only difficulty, and it's not that big a deal because we get to live this dream.
I would say that you can all hide at my house and crash on my couch, but you don't want to overstay your visas and not be able to come back again. So let's not fucking do that. Let's get to Good Things Festival. It's happening up the East Coast. There's also the Goldfinger Side Show in Melbourne on December 3rd. Goldfinger, absolute pleasure to do this foursome with you. Thank you.
Yeah, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.